Hey guys, it's Mr. Griffin here from Potomac Valley Audubon Society, and today we're going to explore the great outdoors. There are so many cool facets of nature, be it in your own backyard, out in a big park, on a mountainside, by a lake, anywhere where there's nature, there's bound to be excitement and beauty. But today we are taking a tour of the land around my dad's house, and we're going to walk around and take our steps from the neighborhood setting into a more wild feel and see what we can notice and see and do some tips and tricks that you guys can try at home to see what you see around you.
All right, so we are lucky because we have the largest sunflower in Virginia. I'm just kidding. That is not real, but you knew that. We are going on a mission, on a hunt to look for signs of animals. So I'm taking a few steps away from the manicured, mowed grass that's near my father's house. We're going to enter into these woods, or a creek rather, surrounded by some trees, this little wetlands area. I just walked in here and all of a sudden, might be hard to see through the video, but a bird's nest is right there nestled in between those trees. So awesome, there's an animal home, that's a sign. If we listen, can you hear any birds? Off in the distance, but I could hear 5. One way to call in birds, or attempt to at least, is called pishing. It helps mimic a noise that many of our songbirds make. It goes like this. Huh. Well, they didn't all come running at once, but I hear some birds in the area. What do you think might live in that hole? As I was walking only 2 steps away from that bird's nest, I see this hole. Ah! It's a snake! Oh, I'm just kidding. Again, I guess that joke doesn't really work. But that's a pretty big vine. The way of seeing if there's signs of animals or animal activity is actually to go up to a tree, like this one, and look at the bark. Because if you see on the bark, look and see if there's any parts that are rubbed off or look like they're sort of peeled off, because what that could be is either a buck of a deer, rubbing their antlers against that tree as they're preparing to shed, or a black bear itching its back. Meandered over here to this wetter ground because it's oftentimes easier to see prints when the ground is soft due to wetness or water, right? When it's muckier, those prints stick in, sort of just like if you're playing with clay or Play-Doh. Don't seem to see anything here, but as you guys do your own investigations, maybe look for that muddy ground to find those prints. It looks like we have some deer prints right here. You can tell from that cloved hoof mark, right? That's how you know it's a deer. Whereas if it had more of that traditional paw print, we could infer being a fox, dog, or coyote, right? So here's more of that stream, it gets a little bigger over here. So I bet you our deer friends drinking up some water, maybe got scared and then scampered off. So there are those deer footprints. Pretty cool. And like I was saying, when it's in that mud, right, it shows up a lot better. So that's how I was able to spot it right away. Those tracks can help let us know what those animals are up to, where they're heading, where they were coming from, and what they might have just been doing. So with the deer coming from this stream, what do you think they might have been up to? Water-dwelling critters are very good at blending in. So if you want to try to spot animals that live in your local streams, you got to look very carefully and be patient. I'm not seeing much here, and actually, some of the critters that live in these streams are macroinvertebrates, are indicators, water quality indicators, meaning depending on which animals you find, you can sort of assume the quality of the water. And if you find none, well, looking for macros, since they can blend in, as we said previously, sometimes you need to overturn a rock or a leaf to see what could be hiding under it. Oh, and would you look at that? When I rolled this log over, I found this worm. Would you look at that? That's pretty cool. Let's see if we can see anything else under here. Remember, whenever you roll up a log like that, you always want to put it back. Oh, wow, look at these guys. This shelf fungus growing on this tree. Pretty cool. I think this is a dead tree. And fungus is one of nature's FBI, which is the fungus, bacteria, and invertebrates, and they are all decomposers. So I bet you this shell fungus is having itself a feast and helping break down that dead tree.
Y'all enjoyed that video and got some ideas about where you may find some wildlife around your house. And remember, whatever you do, make sure you're always careful and be mindful about where the animals live and what might be best for them. But have fun exploring and be safe.